Welcome back to the show. We are Green Room Radio, the dopest radio show in Las Vegas.
Yes, sir.
I am here with my man, Will.
Mr. Full-time CEO, Will Roundtree.
Will Roundtree. We got Little Rach is out today, unfortunately, but we do got a very special guest.
We got to pour out a little water for Lil Rach, though.
Pour out some water. Special guest.
We got to pour out a little water.
Erika Rose?
Yes, that's my name.
I see Vaughn in there. Where does that come in? Is that
Yvonne is my middle name.
Okay.
Yvonne. Yeah.
So you go by Erika Vaughn Rose.
Yeah, or just Erika Rose is fine.
Well, welcome to the show, man.
Thank
we are
you.
very happy to have you.
Erika Rose. That sounds like it could be a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, right? I should.
Somebody set that up.
Yeah.
True, make a call.
Yeah. Make a call.
My friends call me Erika Rose. So
hey, see, there we go. Sounds like an expensive bottle.
You don't even. I saw on her page, it looked like you had shot a few pictures of Rick Ross. Yeah. Now I know he's with Bel Air, so come on, Rick.
I do. I shoot Bel Air too. Yeah, that's on the page too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, it sounds, pretty expensive.
Yes.
So you said earlier that you were from Michigan.
Yes.
How long have you been out here in Vegas?
So I've been here for 11 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 11 years.
You still got that Midwest vibes going on?
Oh, definitely. I'm like the Midwest. That's why I won't change my number. So I never change. I'm like, just keep me at Midwest forever.
No, when I saw that, I'm like, man, I haven't seen a 2-4. I still got a 313.
Yeah.
248.
So I'm from Milwaukee.
Oh, that's awesome.
And when I first came out here, I couldn't afford to keep my cell phone.
Really? Yeah.
So I lost my 414 number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first moved, I got robbed the first week. They took everything. They took my car. They took everything.
In Vegas?
Yeah, in Vegas. They took everything but my camera and my dog.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's all I need is a camera and I'm good.
Wow.
Damn, I'm surprised they didn't take the camera.
Yeah, no.
The dog, they're like, that's too much.
Yeah.
That's how. Yeah. Depending on so you're a dog person? What kind of dog you have?
I have a teacup Maltese named Gracie. She's 15, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
15?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I have an English bulldog.
That's nice.
Little shit.
I used to have a goldfish.
A goldfish?
That's it.
Man.
Oh, I had a parrot growing up.
That's awesome. Yeah,
it died, though.
Oh, my God, no.
Yeah. Funny story. So we went out of town, and my dad forgot to close the windows. It was the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
And parrots, I think, when it gets a lot of air or I don't know. All I know, we came back and the bird was no longer with us.
Oh, no.
I heard parrots live a long time.
That one didn't.
One of my good friends, he has I think a 27-year-old parrot.
You need your money back.
I really do.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
That was like 30 years ago, though.
Wow.
So what's up with your with the picture stuff you do?
Okay, with the picture stuff I do.
You're a very pretty photographer. Something I noticed right away that I liked the best.
Yeah.
No collabs, no trades.
I don't.
You got to throw that right out there.
I mean, as a photographer, I think I'm pretty much, I want to say, like, because I'm not bragging, but I feel like if you know, I'm pretty much the biggest photographer, I feel like, out here. And I make what a doctor makes. You know what I mean? Like, just doing photos. Like, I make at least $20,000 to $30,000 a month. Like, just doing photos. And, like, that was always, like, what I wanted to do was just the photos. But, yeah, like, I work with, like, different, like, celebrities. And then, like, mostly the girls in Vegas, I feel like, is what keeps my business going. Which I love the girls here. I shoot them a lot.
So something I was going to ask you with the photography, I mean, like a certain photographer I know that shot with a lot of people. Did you know Keith Sell?
No.
Oh, so he was around forever, but it was crazy. Somebody told me, I was like, where did Keith Sell go? Mm-hmm. They're like, he's California Highway Patrol. And I'm like, what? Wow. And like every model I knew was with him.
Most photographers get over it because it's a hard job. And like
that's what I was gonna ask you. Like these guys, like Keith, for instance,
mm-hmm.
he's probably the most poppin' guy for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But then I heard just these girls end up getting them to do it for free. You know, like it's hard to be a male.
It's crazy. Like I've even had like, I'll just stop talking to people. Like I'll just like stop responding because like, I'm like, how are you supposed to like live if you like just work for free? Like, I'm like, right. I'm not shooting for free. Like, I don't get it. But like a lot of people, especially in Vegas, like they want free work. And it's just so weird to me. I don't understand it, especially when now we are in the era of like OnlyFans where it's like you're selling my photos for thousands and thousands of dollars.
Ooh, I didn't even think of that.
They are. And then it's like, you know, in the music industry and everything, like, you know, as I'm sure you're aware of, like you have like residuals and this and that. Like, we don't have any of that. So it's like you're getting that one.
So that's your IP.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like, you know, like obviously for if, you know, I haven't anytime I've done photos, I haven't really came across a girl photo unless like I took my daughter to like a kid's photo thing.
Right.
But I feel like a guy is just very easy for these OnlyFans models to manipulate. Like, hey, and then the guy ends up shooting them. But I can't see myself meeting a female and being like, hey, can we trade? Or can you do my photos?
Yeah.
There's no way I'd
Well,
ask a
what
female. I don't
happens
care what she was.
too is now you have like the blurred lines of like where the photographers aren't making any money.
Right.
Yes.
So then they're making their own OnlyFans, and then they're like, well, why don't we collab and we can do something together? And then that's where you get like this trade work and this and that, or people that are doing trade just because they want to be around beautiful women, which I'm like, half of these girls are my friends. I'm like, if I want to be around you, we can get lunch. Like, I don't,
Yeah.
and I'm about working and like, taking it seriously. So.
Do you think some of the trade comes in from the client who wants quote unquote barter, think that they're bigger than they are?
100%.
Because I would assume that would be the case.
I hate to insult people
Right.
and like say that, but like I've had people tell me, in this city, and it's like they don't pay photographers, which is cool. But I'm like, if Rick Ross can pay me, if Snoop Dogg can pay me, I even just did it's a project coming out soon for Truly. If they can pay me, like, you should be able to, And I mean, even I'm all about too, like, I understand, like, if it's something that's actually going to generate like concrete numbers and exposure, and I'm like, okay, like I'm going to definitely get business off this. We can maybe talk about something like a discount.
Right.
But like, I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah. And the reason I asked that question, because I work with a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners across the country. And I even get pitched, hey, work with me because I know so many people. And I'm like, well, if you know all these people, why are you in a position where you don't have anything?
Exactly. And I feel like for me, like I've gotten as far as I have by sticking to my guns.
You have to.
Yeah. And my mom, like she's always taught me, and this is like the biggest thing, but she said, when people don't pay for something, they don't value
at
it.
all.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I would never, like, I tell people this all the time. It's like somebody offering you a free tattoo.
Yeah.
I want to, this shit's on your body for life.
Yeah.
So if it comes to a photo, I want to pay the best photo. I'm not
exactly.
Because again, this whole free stigma, you get what the fuck you pay for. 100%.
Well, I think some of it is going back to what I asked Erika is people think that they're a bigger celebrity because now social media, everybody's a celebrity.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you have at least 5,000 followers, you probably think you're bigger than you are.
Yeah, it's true. And the crazy part about it though is like what they don't realize is in my field, it's not like I'm selling a product. So it's not like these people can just go click a link and like spend $9.99 and buy something, or like, they literally have to have enough money to book a plane ticket, fly to Vegas, set up a shoot, have a need for photos to work for me or work with me. And half of these girls, it's like their followers are like men in different countries or like, people who don't even live here, let alone have the need for content.
Definitely.
So
let's take it back a little bit, Erika, because you don't see a lot of women photographers. At least I haven't come across a lot of them.
Don't.
You're the first one in Vegas.
Probably the first one. So how did you find your way down that path?
So I had always been shooting. Like I've been shooting since I was about 12 years old.
Okay.
So it was a thing. Like girls would get together in the neighborhood, boys would be playing basketball, being outside, and I'm shooting like all these girls. Like when I was like in like middle school, everything, I was just always shooting.
The Kodak thrower?
Yeah, literally. I had my flip phone out, my flip phone.
Yeah.
And,
flip phones, man.
Yeah.
Taking it back.
Yeah. Then I moved out here, and there was a girl. She was like really big on social media. And she needed photos, and like we were very close, and she was like, well, why don't you just take my photos? And then I started taking her photos, and she was like a really big girl. She was like friends with like Chris Brown and French Montana and all these different people. And I feel like the word just started getting around that I was good at what I did. And she like had linked me with my makeup artist that I was working with at the time, and we kind of just started to take everyone's photos, and then I've just been going and going ever since. So.
Wow.
So you do have a direct makeup artist that you work with specifically?
So I work with a few now. At the time I was working with Andrew St. Andrew, and I don't know if you know who that is, but he does like a bunch of different girls' makeup out here. He does like Paris Hilton and like, Megan Fox and like Adriana Lima, like a lot of big people. And we kind of started at the bottom together. And then so I work with him. I work with Alexis. He's another makeup artist out here. and Casually Uptight Kevin. He's Hazel E's makeup artist, and he's the main person that I work with now. He's really cool.
So look at that. She's got all guy makeup artists, and she's the girl photographer. That's crazy.
The roles are flipped.
Yes, it's so true. But we all we work together so well, and I love it.
What do you think? Because I mean, I can see, and in most of your pictures, your makeup's really good. Do you think a guy can do makeup better than a girl?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you think it is? Do you think it's because guys are very meticulous about stuff, or like
versus
girls are just kind of like
I don't know what it is. I feel like, but the women out here are so talented too. Like, there's so many talented, like Zoe Cakes out here. She's a really talented makeup artist. Like, there's so many like. I just feel like Vegas is just in general like a good place for creatives.
I agree.
Yeah,
I definitely agree.
But I happen to work with the men because I feel like they're just my friends. Like when we like linked up from the beginning, it just
right.
Yeah.
But I'll refer to everyone. So
do you do video at all?
Yes, I do.
Photo and video.
Yes, yeah.
Now, when you first started out, I mean, are you across the board? I mean, do you do like specific women and men? Do you do kids photos?
I do kids. I do weddings. Like if you look at my page, like I do all types of stuff. I do maternity shoots. I do food.
I see you did some of everything.
Yeah, I do
different genres.
Sports. I can shoot anything, but I feel like when you really want to, excel at something, you need to have like your specific like niche, which I feel like comes in with like the women in the boudoir and things like that. But now I'm trying to switch more over into the artist field. So,
correct.
Yeah.
So in the world of like this influencer space, everybody has a photographer now. Everybody has a video. What makes a good photo? Is it the lighting? Is it the angle? Is it the person? Like, what makes a good photo?
I feel like what makes a good photo isn't even the photos of the art itself. I think for me, it comes down to business. And I think that that's what a lot of creatives forget about. So whoever you're working with, how are you going to grow their brand? And how are you going to help them monetize whatever it is that they're selling? So even when I shoot Ross, like he's trying to sell a lifestyle. He's trying to sell, being in the club, the bottles, like he's focused on Bel Air. So it's not even so much just shooting him. I'm trying to think of how can I sell this man to his audience so that he can monetize what he's trying to sell.
And you give that input, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so here's why I asked that question. When I hire people to, whether it's a photographer or, whatever it is I'm doing, when I'm hiring a professional, as the talent, I don't want to think about what it is that I'm hiring you for. And you hit the nail on the head. I want someone to come in as my creative director in that space and say, hey, Will, okay, how are we going to what is it that we're trying to project in this photo or in this video? I shouldn't have to come up with the storyboard.
You said the key words. And I mean, I tell people this about our show all the time. People be like, well, what's it about or what? And I'm like, it's about you. We're not here to look for moments for us. We're here to promote, when we're going back and looking at clips and doing edits and whatever, it's like getting to know what you're going to want that's going to give your brand the biggest exposure.
Definitely.
So, I mean, that's huge. And, I've had so many different video and photo people, and they'll come in here and they'll just kind of like look at me like, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, bro, do you.
Just be yourself.
Do you. Like, I'm not a photographer. I take the best pictures. Tell people what you want from them. You want that person over there, tell them go over there. But I'm like, you don't need me to, like, middleman.
What's so funny, I remember my very first photo shoot I took as a professional in 2018. Paid what I thought was good money at the time. I got my pictures back. My tie was crooked in every picture. I was so upset. I'm like, how could you let me take 25 pictures with a crooked tie?
So with me, like my editing is like what's known for. So I could literally tie your tie in the picture, or like if a girl's shoe falls off, like put it on, you know, like things like that. But
that's what I was going to ask you. So when he was saying on that, what makes you a good photographer? Okay, so
not a good photographer. What makes a good picture?
A good picture. Yeah. So it's, you could say maybe that. Would you say it could be a high level of a camera?
Well, I feel like if you're
where I'm going with this is like camera, is it in your editing?
I feel like it's just in your talent. Like I shot my first billboard here for the Palms on a $500 Canon, literally that was a super cheap camera, but in the post-production, I just polished everything and like made it look amazing. So I feel like what it really is like your eye and like your level of skill. Like the composition, the coloring of the images, like things like that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Are people still using Photoshop? Is that what
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So do you consider yourself like a Photoshop expert?
I am a Photoshop expert, but now it's AI is like changing everything. So I'm really trying to figure out how to like utilize AI, which I know a lot of like people are scared about it, like taking away jobs from like, photographers and editors and things like that. But I'm trying to learn.
Just incorporate it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And just learn how to use it better than anyone else. And
So let's say there's someone who's out there who wants to get in this field. What are some of the basic necessities from a tool standpoint and necessities of, like, if you want to be an expert in this is what you want to study, learning how to guide the shot, learning the light, or whatever it may be. What would be some of those things?
Would you tell somebody it doesn't matter the camera? Like, let's say somebody's on a budget.
It doesn't. Because like I meet guys all the time and they're like, yeah, like I just went out and I bought this like new camera and it's like $20,000 and this, that. And it's so funny because even when I shot that first billboard, there was a ton of photographers around me and we were like, I wasn't hired to shoot it. They're ever like, who gets the best shot?
Wow.
And like, they're all like kind of like laughing at me because like I had this little Canon and they had all these like drones and this and that. And my shot got picked.
Right.
But I had a concept behind my shot too that like they didn't have to like sell the rooms and things like that. And then the editing and everything else, was on point. But like you don't need the most expensive camera to be a great photographer. I feel like you just need a good eye. You need to know how to say no. And
definitely
stick by your prices. And I feel like even you can rely on post-production. I try not to, but as long as you just have your settings where you need them, like, and your shots come out clean and you're good.
What do you prefer the most? I mean, do you prefer like the model girls? Do you prefer children? Do you prefer music people?
I think music, because music's fun.
Catching live motion of people performing and doing stuff, I think is really dope.
Music's fun. And then I just feel like it's history. Like it's like you're there for like this like huge moment, even like when I shot Snoop for the first time and then being put on stage with him, it's like, this is somebody that I used to listen to like growing up. And then like now I'm in this like iconic moment with him where it's like he's also now going down a new avenue as a DJ instead of, being a live performer and getting to see him have fun. And then that's when I realized, okay, like I need to get more into video because then I can capture him enjoying himself on stage, which is then going to help him market his brand, not that he needs my help with that at all, but like just what to focus on, like market that he, is now a DJ and it's like a fun experience. And, that's...
I tell people, for people that don't know, I saw him at Planet 13. He did a thing, but I'm like, yo, he's gonna sing his songs.
Yeah.
Even if he's DJing, when his song comes on, he's gonna sing, so you're kind of getting a concert at a DJ rate.
He does his best work when he smokes too. Like Resort World was trying not to let them in with the weed. We're like, we need the weed if you want a good show.
Yeah, I had him at Tryst back in the day.
Yeah,
and Steve Wynn was like a hard no on that, but we got it pulled off to where he was able to smoke.
Wow.
Yeah, he needs it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some people's, that's their food.
Yeah.
I feel like him and Wiz Khalifa, they just get the pass.
And they're both great guys. Like even was very nice, very kind. Like I've never worked with him, but I was working at the Cronwell front desk.
Oh, wow.
And that was the thing. Like I wanted to shoot all these artists. Like that was literally like my dream. Like I was working at the front desk making like no money. Like I would like go into the basement and cry down there because I'm like, I don't want to be here.
Right.
And
when you say the basement, are you mean Dre's?
Well, no, the basement. we would have like where we had lunch.
I was crying down there too, but I was rolling.
Yeah, we had like lunch down there, and I would be like, I want to be a big photographer and get out of here. And it's so funny because the other day I was there with Ty Dolla $ign. And we're walking through the basement. I told him, I was like, I used to cry down here.
Wow.
And then now I'm here with you and, working.
So how did you go from, it being something that you found that you were good at and that you enjoyed it, and to growing it as a business? Because I think that's the other hard part for a lot of people is actually monetizing it as a business, because you can make money doing anything, but to do it as an actual business, like how was that transition? Did you have to learn about the tax side? Did you have to learn how to set your pricing, invoicing, setting up an actual LLC or corporation? Can you talk a little bit about that?
So I had an assistant, Janice, who's wonderful. She ended up moving to Miami, but she helped me like set up everything that I needed to set up. And then during COVID, I feel like is when I actually took the big venture over to it being something serious. And Vegas was kind of at a standstill anyway. So I was like, this is like the perfect time for me just to like focus on the photos. And Dan Bilzerian, he had actually flown me out to Italy like during COVID. And it was like one of my first like big jobs where I was like making like all this money. And I honestly used that to like fund better equipment.
Wow.
And then going from there.
What did you think of Dan?
He was really fun to work with, honestly. It was one of the best trips of my life. I was in Miami for my birthday. And his assistant, Michael, had hit me up and he's like, hey, he's like, I know this is last minute, but we're going to Italy. Like, do you want to come? And I was like, well, I'm actually in Miami right now. So I call my assistant. I'm like, hey, can you put my camera equipment and my lights, everything in a bag, get it to me ASAP. My passport, I get it. My camera's shattered. The lights are shattered.
Wow.
So then I'm driving around Miami trying to find a new camera, found one. And then we ended up, they flew me into... we ended up going to Capri, Italy. We flew into Naples and then took the ferry over to Capri, and it was amazing. It was one of the best trips of my life. It was like the best photos, some of the best work I think I've ever gotten. And then from there, I was like, I know I need to do this.
So you didn't have it didn't get shipped with the protective cases, huh?
No, my assistant put lights in a box, no bubble wrap, no nothing.
Oh,
lights in a box and a camera.
Did it come out of the check?
It should have. It should have.
So did Dan seek you out? Did another girl refer you?
No, so Michael Geller did, who was his assistant at the time. He's an amazing guy. He's super awesome. But he had seen me working with another like high-end client, and I was shooting at Red Rock. And then he told me, he was like, oh, like, I have, some stuff I could use you for. And I was thinking like, I'm probably never gonna hear from this man ever again. And he's so nice and cool. And he hit me up and he, I feel like that kind of like changed the trajectory of everything. And I mean, I got paid like, a lot to go on that trip. Like it was like, I think it was like $7,000 a week, which to me was like a lot at the time.
Definitely.
And then from there I invested.
Paid vacation.
Yeah. And then they gave me, I don't even know if I should say this, but like $400 a day, like spending money. So it was like, I got the pay. And then like on top of that,
the per diem and everything.
Yeah. Like I was like going around, like, having my own little dinners and stuff like that, like getting the shots. And it was great. It was awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's what I have. My son's mom, like I've came across Dan a million times, but I just don't know him. But
he honestly is a great guy.
No, that's what my son's mom, she's from Michigan, very thorough, and she was like, he's really cool. A lot of people think he's douchey.
Yeah.
And she's like, he's not at all.
He's not. I remember honestly, because we had to like, he had a huge yacht that couldn't go up to shore. So we had to like take like a little like boat to the yacht. And I had my backpack on me with my camera and I almost fell into the ocean.
Wow.
And he literally caught me. Thank God. But like, just like he's the nicest guy. And it's funny because I feel like people see like his image on the internet and social media. And he's like, I don't want to ruin his persona, but he's really a nice guy.
No, he is for sure. No, I could see that. Yeah. My son's mom, she actually met him, in the worst possible way. It was when that shooting happened.
Oh.
So my son's mom was working for Wet Republic at the time, and they had all the waitresses on stage. And she said her and her friend, like when they exited the stage when the shooting went off, she said Dan Bilzerian literally grabbed her by the back of her jeans and her friend and lifted them up and was running with them.
Probably.
And she's like, that's how I met him.
Yeah.
And she was like, he was so like nice and thorough and like saved him. And
he's a good guy, definitely.
So he just, I think people just, here in Vegas, there's just so many personas. You don't really know
True.
really
That's
what's
true.
what. But
no, I agree. So when it comes to getting those high tier clients, whether it's a photographer or, a journalist or just someone who's looking to expand their clientele, is there anything or any advice you give to someone, or is it just the consistency of staying in it long enough?
I feel like be solid, because you're going to be around people where you're like in situations where you're with them on their personal time, especially if you're doing like travel trips and things like that. So being just like a solid person, like I try to like, make sure that I like, you know, even if I don't sign an NDA, like I'm not going to go back and like, you know, tell their business, and like making sure that your client feels comfortable with you too, because that's the way that you're going to get those shots that no one else is going to get. Like when they're,
well, I'm talking about even before you even get to that point, someone who's like coming up, how do they position themselves?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I've been really like, I feel like, I don't know if it's I've been lucky or I don't know what it is, but I just feel like it's like I keep falling into like where even like, I mean, right now there's somebody that I like really, well, I really want to work with Kanye. That's what I really want to do, which I think is going to happen soon. And it's like, I just feel like maybe just networking and meeting the right people. Like, I don't know, like being out maybe has done it for me, but a lot of people reach out to me though, too. Like I'll like go on my page and it's like always somebody else, like a TV show or this or that. So maybe just focusing on building your brand and like letting the work speak for itself, and people knowing that, you know, you actually are serious about your craft, and I think it'll come.
Yeah, no, when we started out, we got a chance to speak to Joe Rogan, and that was my first question. I'm like, how do you just continuously get people?
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, you just have to go.
Yeah.
And he's like, one person will lead to the next person to the next. And so finally, you know, we're about a year and a half in, and I'm just like, we're full now.
Yeah.
So a lot of, you know, just in what you're doing, it is referral based.
It snowballs.
It does snowball once you get moving.
I think you said something that's important. You just have to be out.
Yeah.
You have to be
and
out.
I think that's the part that a lot of people don't do is that, because I think for someone who isn't in the space of as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a influencer, or whatever they may call themselves, I think that they look at it as, or maybe they have someone who's in their ear like, oh, you're going out again?
Go out again.
You have to go, and you have to.
And also, too, I think another thing is like, be nice to everyone. Because you never know.
Dude, this is a very small town.
And two, you never know. Like, I mean, even like, it was funny. Like, I was at this one party and I was kind of like in the corner, and like I started talking to like this woman, and like I'd even know who she was, and it was like a big celebrity party. Like it was like a ton of people were there. Tiffany Haddish was there, like all these people. It was like it was with Joe Coy, and like he was super nice. Tiffany's amazing, but I was in the corner with this woman, and we were talking and talking and talking, and she ended up being Chelsea Lately's sister. I had no idea, and she was so sweet, so nice. But it's like you just never know like who you're gonna meet, and I feel like a lot of people go into these environments where they're like, okay, I want to work with this celebrity, and you're like thinking like, okay, I'm gonna walk in and talk to like Rick Ross right away, or this person right away, but you might meet his stylist, or you might meet, you know, someone else.
And you got to impress them.
Exactly. Yeah. Before you hit that high goal of like where you're trying to go.
Yeah. And that's actually really good, especially for people up and coming. I've always told people, you know, to get to sometimes the music people, you can look at these people's pages and you real quick, you can see who their best friend is, who their, you get into that circle, they're the ones that are going to eventually pull you in.
Definitely.
When they know you're solid.
Here's why I think it's difficult for people to do that, though, is because people haven't been taught people skills.
Yeah.
You know, so again, going back to what you mentioned, Erika, they're going in and they're like, oh, I'm going to go and talk to Ross. It's 50 people around. You're not getting to Ross. So,
and I'm sure he'd love to talk to you, but
so people don't have people skills, and
people
that's
don't
very
realize
difficult,
too,
man.
especially with people like that. They don't realize just how normal they are.
Yeah,
like they are.
Yeah,
just
you mentioned that a little earlier.
They are just as normal as everybody else. Like, and it's just funny to see people like thinking it's like, bro, they're the same as me and you. They're just.
Yeah, I remember one time I went to a party for a Big Boy. He was out here performing. Him and Andre had just kind of went their separate ways. And so I'm in a VIP with Big Boy, and you know, he finished performing. They bring him his liquor. He had a bunch of Hennessy. And I went up to him and I said, hey, what do you want to drink? He was like, man, we got liquor here. I said, no, that's your liquor. What do you want? I want to buy you a shot because, you know, I've been a fan of yours growing up, and now I'm here. And he was like, man, you know, you're one of the first people that ever offered me something.
I love that.
And so, like you say, sometimes it's just being normal. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what it's about a lot of the time.
Too, honestly, I always like even try to like have my phone away from me. Like I want them to know like I'm not recording you. I'm not doing anything weird. Like I'm genuinely here in this moment to, you know, try to establish a rapport with you and like, you know, enjoy myself and get good work
Definitely.
too. So
Yeah, that's something. I mean, just from being in music, that is probably the biggest pet peeve of any
I
business.
mean, I see girls do it all the time, like right
Dude,
in the
when they
face.
start, like I've been somewhere, or been in a studio or at my house or whatever, and I'll be like, "Yo, can you quit texting? Like
Yeah.
you're making
Oh
me
yeah.
nervous. Just like, why don't you just be
It's
here?"
rude.
Be in a moment.
Mhm.
Be
It
in the
is
moment.
rude, and a lot of them, like I said, a lot of them are having boyfriend or girlfriend issues, and they're going back and forth. But I'm just like,
Then go home.
I don't, yeah, I don't like that you keep looking
That's why
at
they
your,
can't come out.
Yeah.
They snuck in a place.
and
They
that's
snuck in
something
a
I think
building.
celebrities notice a lot too. It's like that
Yeah.
starts to make them nervous when somebody's
Yeah.
just like on their phone like every
Right.
5 minutes. Like,
So speaking of like dealing with a significant other, do you see that in your industry where maybe you're shooting a particular guy and he has a significant other who may not feel comfortable seeing you shooting their photos or vice versa?
So the funny part about it is I have gotten a lot of the guys that I've worked with
Right.
is shooting girls. Like I'll shoot the girls.
Right.
And they'll be like, you don't even know who I'm dating right now. But like we've worked together this many times and I think you're really talented. You need to meet my man and shoot him.
Okay.
And then like a lot of the girls, they really rallied for me, which
That's
is like
cool.
how like I've like pivoted to like, where I am now.
yeah, that's very
That's a smart strategy.
important.
Well, and it's like I didn't even know it was a strategy. That's why I was saying like be nice to everyone because you never know who they know.
Be
Like,
nice and be good at what you do.
and exactly.
Like
even the first time that I shot Ross, someone told me they're like, we're just gonna go to a pool party, bring your bikini, everything. So I brought a bikini, and then right when I was leaving, they're like, and bring your camera. Didn't even say I was shooting him. Then right when I get there, they're like, okay, go on stage. I'm like, I'm literally in a bikini right now. Like I would have worn something more covered, everything, and yeah.
Right. So it's just it really is. You have to be outside.
You do.
Period.
Yeah.
How often do you run into the issue of people like wanting to shoot with you or contacting you and they just like you?
All the time.
How
That's
do you deal with that?
I mean, I've even had people where they'll put down a deposit, get the hotel room, and I show up and I'm like, what are we shooting? And they're like, well, actually, like, I just wanted to like get you here. And I'm like, bye.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Do you get that a lot?
I do.
That's why I said, I mean,
do.
it's one thing to be a photographer, but then to be a pretty photographer, that's the whole.
Yeah. I feel like people
Especially
don't
here in Vegas.
understand like the seriousness of it unless they've like seen me on set or like actually like know like my work. Cause like I was trying to explain to you all earlier, like my Erika, Yvonne Rose page and then the photo page, it's like it's literally two different people. I feel like the personal page is more so like of an alter ego, like of me, like, cause it's just posting pictures because I like posting pictures. And then the photo page is like serious business. So like people think, I think because I post maybe like more provocative or sexy photos that like I'm not about my business, but then it's like I definitely am, and people will try to like waste my time.
So it's like putting the medicine in the food when you're posting those type of pictures. No,
well, like a lot of the girls you have on your page, I mean, these are significant girls that are actually making a lot of money.
Yeah, they are.
So,
they are. I mean, millions. Like, I mean, some of the girls I'm shooting, it's like people think like, OnlyFans or this and that, and we're, shooting for Forbes and they're making more than, a lot of.
So when you do OnlyFans, has anybody ever like tried to get you to go down the road? Like when you said you do video work, like sexual type scenes?
I filmed scenes before. I filmed scenes. I filmed scenes for about a good 2 or 3 months. And I'm not going to lie, the money was really good. The money was amazing. I had to stop. I personally couldn't do it. I loved it, like as far as the financials of it. But for me, I just feel like watching like super like sexually explicit things and that's your whole day.
Yeah.
It was too much for me.
So how much of that is manufactured? Because you hear the stories of porn scenes and how a lot of it is orchestrated.
I mean, it's somewhat organic. I mean, the scenes that like I shot, but I mean, like people bring like their, STD results, things like that. You're checking everything, the guys.
Oh, so these are strangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that you were shooting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so, I mean, they book me. A lot of the girls that I shoot are friends of mine because like they've worked with me like multiple times. So they feel comfortable with me, but they reach out to, people that they, I guess, I don't know how they meet them, maybe, you know, on the internet, like talking about collabing and things like that. And we get together and, you know, we film scenes. And a lot of the times, like the scenes that I shot, they would want to shoot from like morning until evening. So it's like, I'm shooting like multiple scenes, like back to back to back to back. And it was too much for me.
Because it's scenes and photos, I heard.
Yeah.
Like they'll make people stop and do X amount of photos.
Exactly. So like the finishing portions of it, you know, they want to see that.
I know we talked about Ryan from Pillow Talk.
I love Ryan.
Yeah, I just saw on his thing, they said they're gonna let him
be a director. So he's gonna start directing. Yeah, I think he'll do great with that. I think he'll do amazing with that.
That's crazy to never do something like that. I think what's funny is you just never know somebody's level of shyness. Somebody could tell me that, and you would think that would be the awesomest thing. But I'm like, I got such bad anxiety. I don't think I could do that.
Yeah,
like you got to be the right person to be like in there like that. I don't know.
For me, I feel like I was really good at it, but like I just couldn't keep doing it. But for me, I'm not looking at the sexual portion of it. I'm like, is the girl's makeup still good?
It's still art
is everything?
form.
Yeah. It is an art form, definitely. It would be so intense. It would just be so intense. And two, like you can't miss anything because if you miss something, like it's hard to recreate.
Right.
So yeah.
So how much did you have to kind of turn off from it desensitizing you?
Everything. And I also feel like too, because of that, that's why when people say like, oh, like I post like sexy photos or something, I don't even see it because I'm like, I've seen things. Like I've seen things. Like I've seen some things.
It's like, forget X-rated. This is ZZ rated. So
So when you're shooting any of those things, have they tried to pull you in?
No. Because like all of like me and my friends, like we're very professional. Like every single person I've worked with, we're so professional. And I mean, obviously they have like crazy parties and like orgies and things like that. But like when we're working because I mean, a lot of the girls that I work with, like they're making anywhere from, you know, 600, you know, K a month to $1 million off of this. So it's like, there's really no time to play. Like they know that their fans like are expecting like a product from them. And they're like, okay, like we need to film this many TikToks right now. We need to do this for Instagram content. We need to film these scenes. So it's very like,
it's very strategic.
It is.
Have you ever seen so you're doing a boy girl scene. Have you seen like a thing where the two people like, because a lot of times these are strangers coming together where they just didn't like hit it off.
But you would never know it.
You'd never know it.
They
still
know
play
it.
it off that professional.
You would never know it. You would never know it. Yeah.
I've heard things like that, and you know,
or shooting people that have like significant others and things like that, and they're like, you know, this one guy, he's like, you know, I got to be home by 5 p.m. back to my wife, and I was just thinking,
wow.
I was just thinking his poor wife, but like, you know, but it was just work, like just work.
If they like it, I love it.
What I had to learn, I kind of stumbled into the porn world by having a daughter with somebody, but what I learned, you know, the thing that I couldn't process. You know, very honest about everything. But, you know, when she would say to me, like, I'm just going to work. It's hard to, like, process that. I'm like, I get it, but I'm like.
It is.
But you know.
You know, it is. And that's another thing, too. I feel like from being born and raised in Michigan, like, I came from, like, a super, like, conservative family. Like, I wasn't even allowed to wear, like, jeans growing up, which I feel like is, like, the reason why, like, now, like, I'm going to do, like, whatever I want to do.
Were you in a Pentecostal?
So my
family?
Well, my dad Catholic. Like,
okay. So Catholic,
but like we would go to church like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like very just over. Like even now, like they're like, like, you know, what are you shooting? And you know, what are you shooting? Yes. But, so I've been more, I feel like open-minded now though, like from meeting these people and seeing like it is just a job. I think that there are though some performers where I have seen where they'll say it's just work and then they go and try to date after. They do. So it goes both ways. It really, I feel like, depends on the person.
Do you know what the scary part is? Like, this is what I always said. I'm like, just knowing, and again, if you're dating somebody, you just have to accept it. You met them like that. They told you everything. But what goes on is you're really taking a chance because I'm like, it doesn't matter that you're meeting with a stranger.
Yeah.
It's a natural chemistry.
Yeah.
Like, they could end up liking that person just from, I mean, so you are kind of taking a chance with your relationship by doing that. But again, you know, I was always told, oh, it's, you know, it's just work. But it's hard for the girl and the guy that's involved, to be honest with you.
I feel like it's a hard job in general. I think that that's why too, like a lot of the people have substance abuse issues and like
100%.
things like that. Cause there, it's as great as it is. I feel like there is like a little darkness to it, which is like why like I couldn't keep shooting it. And I feel like to go where I needed to go with my career, where I'm trying to go and pivot to, I think that people didn't want to work with me if that was going to be like my main focus.
Right. So do you ever work with, oh, you had a question?
No.
Sure? Okay. Do you ever work with people who are looking to, they just want some good photos or good photography
all the time,
but they don't have the budget? Do sometimes you kind of say, oh, I really like what it is you're doing, or you're like, no.
I had a girl that I shot, I remember about 2 years ago. She worked at In-N-Out Burger.
Okay.
And I remember she was like embarrassed because she was paying me half of it in change. And I'm like, girl, I don't care. Like, I'm like, you saved up the price.
Some Detroit shit.
Yeah, I'm like, the price is the price, nickels and dimes. I'll take it all. Like, I do not care. Like, but I feel like, no, because it's just like, I don't believe in doing anything for free. Like, I feel like the only thing that you should
They won't respect it anyway.
Yeah. The only thing you should do for free is breathe. Other than that, that's
I like that.
Yeah.
Somebody put that on the shirt.
Yeah. Other than that,
only thing you should do for free is breathe. I like that.
Because I got to a point.
I'm saying that on my next live.
I got to a point for a while. I was working with girls, and they were kind of like, well, in the beginning, like, because I was like, okay, like I need to like build my way up and everything, and then it gets to a point where it's like, okay, like I've done like so many free things, and then it's like, I was at a point where like I'm, not able to pay my bills. And I'm giving them, content that they're selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I'm like,
but you're still suffering financially.
And I'm looking on Instagram and they just like bought like a Rolls Royce or Ferrari or like this or that. And it's like, I was like around so many people where I'm like, they're looking out for them.
Right.
So I'm going to look out for me. And then like, I just felt like I just stuck to that. And then that's what like made me like get to where I am now.
That's why I think that would be the advantage, I think, of shooting with a girl, because just me being around a lot of girls and seeing these shoots, it just seemed like a lot of these photographer guys are like creepy ass dudes.
They
man.
Are.
That's why they'll do it for free.
Yeah.
They're just like, fuck it, I'll do it for free just to try to like hook up with the girl or something.
Well, if you think about it, as a guy, you have to pay to go to the strip club if you're like the average guy. So it's like you get a camera and then you get a girl in her lingerie in 2 seconds and you have her alone. And it's like, I shoot women who tell me that, that they don't mind at times sleeping with men for photos and things like that.
Oh, I've heard that a million times.
To me, that just sounds too complicated. Like, I'm like, we should just do this, be professional, And then,
Would you do that with the right guy?
No. I remember I shot this one guy like this one time. His name was Eric, and he's this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous model. Like, and like I had to shoot him in the shower. So like we're with the steam and everything. And I was like, that was that moment where I was like, I don't understand how men are unprofessional, because I'm like, I'm with this guy and he's super attractive. We're in a steamy shower together, like in his hotel room, taking these like amazing photos. And I'm like, he's attractive, but this is work.
Yeah.
Works first. Like,
Definitely.
and also, even though he's a man, making him feel comfortable. Like, like I would never want to make anyone feel, uncomfortable or anything like that. And I feel like especially meeting up with somebody and you're taking off your clothes right away, it's like that's already odd with a stranger without adding the creepiness to it.
So do you have sometimes do you have to like have a talk with them to say, hey, this is what we're gonna shoot? And just finding their level of comfortability. Do you sometimes have those talks, whether it's a guy or a girl?
So I feel like for me, like I try to like come in right away and just be like super personable. Okay. Like I'm like, okay, where are you from? Like, what are your likes and like dislikes?
Breaking the ice.
Exactly.
Almost.
Yeah, real quick, where were you from in Michigan?
So Farmington Hills, like 14 and Haggerty. Yeah.
Farmington Hills. That's great football area over there.
Yeah, that's really football, tailgating, all of that type of stuff. But I would drive to the inner city, especially after I saw 8 Mile. Yep. I would go drive.
Hey, isn't that funny? I have to tell people this all the time. Like, people just don't really understand 8 Mile. And I'm like, 8 Mile divides the suburbs from Detroit.
Yeah.
But it's all strip clubs, basically.
Yeah, it is. And I heard a lot of them are closed now. But But yeah, 8 Mile. Yeah.
But I mean, I used to tell people that I'm like, we're in the strip club every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's because they were all steakhouses.
Mm-hmm. They were.
With that zip sauce.
Yeah. The zip sauce.
Zip sauce.
Yeah, that's so funny. I forgot what was that? Was that Legends or where was that?
Legends, Coliseum.
Yeah, Coliseum was huge.
Man, there were so many. Yeah, Legends is more current.
Yeah.
Coliseum came right as I was getting out of Detroit. But man, I mean, they had so many of players.
Yeah. And then everyone would go to like Greek Town and MGM.
And then there was the one that the Flight Club.
Yeah.
That guy's a funny guy. Something Alan or Andrew Dershowitz or whatever. But he would bring in all the Russians out at the Flight Club. But he ended up buying a bunch on 8 Mile. But he was the guy that him and his wife divorced. And he literally bought a statue, they said, for like $500,000.
Wow.
In his backyard. He bought the house next door to her and had the middle finger statue. You can actually look it up. I'm like, that is
I love that level of petty.
Yeah. And the guy had he actually got shot in the eye too at the Flight Club.
Wow.
Oh my God.
On accident. But something
Does
crazy.
Does he still have his eye?
I don't know. I want to say it's fake because he did it was like a random shooting in the parking lot and he got hit.
Oh, wow.
But something crazy. He did come out here to Vegas. I heard this. I mean, this was back 10, 15 years ago. And he wanted to do a club in Vegas. And they boxed him out real tough.
I wonder why.
I just think it's like anywhere else. I'm like, if you were from out here,
a good old boys club.
Maybe not like a Rhino or Sapphire, but those were the ones that pushed him out.
Wow.
And like, I know they didn't push out Mayweather because of the money, but I mean, I always tell people like Mayweather can't even keep it going.
Yeah, I heard that the only reason why his club even is good for girls at times because he goes in and throws money.
And I heard he was paying them like $500 just to show up.
Yeah.
But for him, with the amount of celebrities he knows, it's just that one person to come in one time that will pay everything.
Yeah.
So I think but I mean, I haven't heard, I think it's closed permanently. I haven't heard it.
I work with Rhino and Sapphire a lot, like doing like a lot of the flyer stuff that they post.
So you do flyers too?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be
And I had the billboards for the Peppermint Hippo, but unfortunately the project didn't go through. They didn't have unfortunately the girls sign the proper paperwork. So like one girl was like, "Well, I'm in college and I don't want it out there." And, yeah, but I love working.
Have you been to Las Tasca?
No.
That is my favorite. Shout out to Las Tasca. I need a sponsorship from them, but. So Las Tasca, I heard, is owned by Peppermint Hippo.
Wow.
But they took over Cheetahs. It's right at like Sahara and the Highland or whatever. All Hispanic.
Wow.
And dude, it is fucking popping in there. Like, but it's because I mean it's labeled as a Hispanic club. But I went in there, everybody was having a blast.
Wow.
None of the girls speak English. They're all using like Google Translate.
It's like Chica Bonitas.
Yeah, I've heard of that, and I've never been there,
Yeah.
but. It was on fire. It was the funnest I've had in a strip club because Rhino is just.
It's like a corporate strip club to me. Rhino is.
Rhino people are like, "You want to go in the back room? Want to go in the back room? Want to go?" Like, why don't you say hello?
It's like going to a sales pitch.
Yeah. Whenever I go there, I remember like I was just there recently with one of the celebrities I shot. They're like, like get in the back, like you work. I'm like, I don't work here. I was just a photographer.
So it's very corporate.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of stuffy.
Yeah. But I heard Peppermint Hippo owns Las Tasca.
Yeah.
They put an MMA gym right next to it. Yeah. So I see a lot of the girls working out in there.
Yeah. That's smart.
I just shot Amber Rose at the Peppermint. Yeah, she was really nice. She was really, really cool. She was super nice.
Hook you up with the Kanye.
Yeah, her and Rochelle Ryan. So yeah, no, I kind of I can't say, but
was dropping seeds.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, so that's the thing with multiple different.
So do you have any exclusivity agreements that they say you can only do this for this? Okay.
And that's like the great thing because like I'm very freelance and
that's what's up.
And even from I feel like talking or speaking with a lot of the different artists I've worked with, like I feel like they always like pay me really, really well, like as opposed to even what they're paying their own people. Like when I hear what their own people are making on salary, I'm like, oh my God. What?
Well, that's something I was going to ask you. Like when it comes to an artist, has the artist actually handed you the money, or has it been like, the thing that people misconcept it when we'd be on tour, there's tour managers and right down the line. Well, when we go into a club, the tour manager has there's a budget for the bar and what you're supposed to tip, and these little fuckers won't tip. So then you hear like this rumor, 50 Cent came here and he didn't tip. 50 Cent didn't even do nothing with the bill. There was a guy that was supposed to take care of all that. I feel
like for me, a lot of them have become my friends. So like, it's not like I'm just like working with them. We're like, cool. So they're like, we're not going to screw you over. Like even the last time I shot Snoop, I was so nervous to shoot him that I actually like had hit a pole and I scratched up my whole car. So at the end of the night when I got paid, they're like, go get your car fixed. So like, here's a little extra,
Right.
But like, I feel like that wouldn't happen. It's like the average like person because they don't, and maybe not even talk to them and know that was something that had happened. Or like,
Okay. So you had a little anxiety.
Yeah. Oh, I had a little anxiety. I was so shook. Like, even when I first went out on stage at Zook, like there was all these people and I went out before he even went out.
Okay.
So I was just standing there and I think they thought I was going to like dance or sing or something. And like these people are just like looking at me. And then like he finally came out and then I put up my camera and they're like, okay, got it. And then he had a cameraman that he was working with too. And I don't think he was very fond of me. Like he's like, you're in the way,
I knew they were going to say that. Anytime there's two photographers, they're always like,
oh, they're vicious.
Yeah, competition.
They're vicious.
Yeah, it's a Shark Tank.
And like, I always approach them and I'm like, if I'm ever in your shot, like, let me know. Like, I don't want to step on your toes or anything like that. And like, cutthroat. Like,
yeah.
Do you do any convention work? You get a lot from that?
So like the conventions, as far as like shooting guests at conventions and things like that?
Yeah, like I mean, I know I see when I'm at like Champs or any of these CES, sometimes booth people have video or
I feel like they don't really have the budget that I would need to do it. Like even like when I have like had conventions reach out to me, like I even had this one girl reach out to me. She's like for a whole convention like $1,000. And I was just like,
it's like a birthday party.
For like 4 days or something.
And you're showing up from like 9 a.m. to 5 for like 4 to 5 days, edits, which is going to take like, at least if you're going to do a good job on a photo, like 20 to, 15 minutes. And like, if you're getting like 15 to 20 photos, it's like, I could just go work at Burger King and be better off.
See, somebody told me, I didn't tell you this, but we did a live, we got hired to do a live remote out of somebody's booth. And so we had a camera crew and it was kind of crazy because they would leave it set up and we did 10 in 4 days, we did 10-minute interviews and it worked out really good for us. But it was about hanging out there, being there all day. Like I said, the money didn't make sense to hang out there, but I was so glad we did because so many people, like we had a day like where, boom, Quavo's walking by. If we wouldn't have been there that day, we wouldn't have got him.
I just did a music video with him.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I met him when I was walking through Komodo. I was like walking through Komodo out for a friend's birthday party and he was like, come here. And I'm like, okay, went over there. And then we ended up working together on a music video and his video team is amazing. They're so talented. Like,
yeah. So have you shot a music video?
So I've never shot a music video. I would love to shoot a music video. I've never shot a music video. But yeah, it was nice to meet his people because their work is so amazing. Like it's so clean. And I really hope that they come out with the music video that we did here soon. But
do you have a studio that you work out of?
So I work mostly out of Creative Space here. So,
and that's a cool place. Yeah. I've always heard about that place.
I worked with them from the beginning. I remember when I shot my first celebrity, I like ran there and I like told the owner FJ, like, I'm like, I need your help. Like I have like, this big person I'm about to shoot. And he had me practice on a trash can in the alley and was like teaching me like all my different settings and everything like that. So I've always worked with them from the beginning. I want to open up my own studio, but I'm kind of like, I don't know. I see the problems that he has to go through with it. It's tough. Like people like, I mean, especially even oil on like the furniture or like they're breaking lights that are like thousands of dollars. Or like I've even been
the maintenance.
Yeah,
So.
We had you probably saw the paper walls on our floor when you walked in where the DJ booth was.
Yeah.
That used to be paper walls for photo shoots.
They get dirty.
It gets crazy. Yeah. So I can imagine, but I've always heard of Creative Space and I looked them up and they're pretty
great.
They're cool.
Yeah. I mean, he's literally like $200 if you pay ahead for like 3 hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think it's like $40 to $60 per hour. So it's just it's great.
It just makes sense.
It does. And especially too, like, I mean, I'm a woman and like I've been to his studio before and people are like, we're not leaving. Like, what would I do? Like, I'm not gonna be able to like,
Yeah, that's
so do you have a big family, the only child? Yeah.
So I have a half sister, but like I'm pretty much the only child. I mean, and I'm out here like just like by myself. So it's like I don't have like any, family, anything out here. I literally moved out here like just to get this going.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And the reason I asked is that now that people who you grew up with, whether it's friends, family, relatives, classmates, whatever, how many of them ask to borrow money? Like, do you deal with that part?
So I do deal with that a lot.
Yeah.
I do deal with that a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm also very generous.
Okay.
Like, and I feel like that's like one thing about me. Like, I feel like because I do so well, like I feel like I am like that person in the group, like where like I'm like, if I'm winning, we're all eating. Like,
Okay.
you know, we're going to Delilah, I got the bill.
100%.
Like vibes. But also too, I feel like a lot of my friends are very successful too. So it's like that's also nice to have.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then, you know, like my mom, like I love her, and like my dad, obviously, but like I'll like, you know, fly her to Paris or like, you know, do things for her. But I mean, I wouldn't even have my first camera without them.
Definitely.
And they didn't even want to buy it at first. They're like, you're probably not going to use this. And it's a waste of money.
So,
but
yeah, it's crazy when
paying
you
their
look
Lexus bill.
Yeah.
Like in the movie Boiler Room.
you look at cameras and they look so confusing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're always like to have to sit there and learn.
So the settings make a big difference.
It does. Yeah, it definitely does. Like all of your stuff, like the f-stop, the like all of it, like it all comes together. But for me, like I just kind of do whatever.
Okay.
Like I'll just like spin the wheel and kind of like just make art. Like, and whereas, because like, okay, so in school, I actually failed photography because I'm not like to the book.
Right.
Like I do whatever I want to do. And I feel like that always, you know, turns out good for me. So.
Yeah. I think that's how life should be.
Yeah.
I think when you're by the book, you will never win at the level you want to because you've boxed yourself in. Because here's the thing I've learned about life. When you play by the rules, those rules are set up for somebody else to always win.
Yep.
That's why they set the rules.
Definitely.
You have to figure out how to play inside your own set of guidelines for you to get the results you want to get.
You do. You definitely do. Like even when I had like one of my first big shoots, I was working at OVO at the Wynn.
Right.
That was another job I had, like folding t-shirts into triangles all day long. And I actually got booked to shoot Drake in Calabasas. And I didn't even want to tell them that I like worked at his store. But I like thought in that moment, I'm like, okay, I could stick with the pack and like continue to do this like 9 to 5 where I'm making like $17.25 an hour, or I can go and have my own business and then shoot them over an invoice where I'm going to make thousands of dollars. And I'm like, okay, this is the path that I need to be on versus like, you know,
create your own rules.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
Do you bring props? Like, so say somebody hired you for like a kid photo shoot. I mean, is that a requirement that like you'll bring in props, or do you ask people to do that on their own?
I can. I mean, the kids that I'm shooting though, it's like I've been shooting like a lot of like celebrity kids. I don't even think that they need props. Like I'm showing up. I'm like, your party's better than my party. I just shot a kid's birthday party the other day. They had that rapper Peasy show up.
Oh,
I'm like, oh my goodness. Like they had a firewoman, like all this stuff.
This might be an age test for you, but coming from Detroit, when my son was 2, I had a birthday party for him in the backyard, and I had DJ Godfather.
Okay, I know DJ Godfather. Okay.
And I had MC Breed perform.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
He did Ain't No For You. He's a little bit old school, but Godfather's one of the few people from Detroit that I see him probably once or twice a year.
Okay.
He comes out here.
That's awesome. I haven't seen him in years.
He's super successful. I think I want to say he owns about 4 or 5 clubs in Detroit now.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like...
He had like the spiked hair and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Godfather's been around forever.
No, he has. Yeah. That's
I used to do... We did, when I started out with my guy, we did a lot of raves.
Yeah. I think he owned the Annex.
He still owns Annex. He owns the 350 Terrace.
Yeah, I loved 350 Terrace.
He just opened something called Tequila.
Well, congratulations to him.
Yeah, no, he's doing really well.
Yeah, we were friends. I used to talk to him on like Facebook and everything back in the day.
Yeah, he's one that stays in contact.
That's awesome.
So he's always hitting me up. But we talk about it. I'm like, can you believe 18, my son's 18 years ago, you guys did his, and we got the police called on us.
Oh.
And it was so crazy because it was a 2-year-old's birthday party.
Yeah.
And it was Henderson. And I'm like, yeah, you guys come in. And they came in and they're just like, you have MC Breed performing. I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was.
I feel like I have to go to Detroit so I can chime in on these stories.
Yes, you need to.
Hey, Detroit. What do you miss most about Detroit?
Maybe I would say the food and the sense of culture. I think
that's a Midwest thing.
Yeah.
The food in the Midwest, I think, is really good.
I miss the zip sauce. I definitely miss the real
even
deal.
Like the Middle Eastern food, for
Middle
instance,
Eastern food
is so
100%.
good there and authentic.
Yeah. And then the conies, of course.
Yeah, we don't have Coney Island here.
Yeah. Well, so down at the D and Circa, they put American Coney Island, which was,
I remember. Which was outside.
I always went to Lafayette, and American was hooked to it. But it was crazy because I booked Kid Rock for them for their opening.
Oh.
And the lady from American Coney Island was there. Now I didn't eat at her thing, but I've been to a million Coney Islands. And I said, this isn't real. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, I've been eating this shit my whole life. I said, this is not a real Coney. And she goes, well, that's funny you say that because she goes, it's too expensive. You know, they use Kogel, the bun, the chili, everything. So they have to get it from different suppliers out here. So no, it's not the real deal from Detroit. I mean, it's still a little rendition. But it's kind of like White Castle. The White Castle out here, it's not the same as a White Castle.
Yeah, it's definitely
Have you ever been to like Mackinac Island and like like the fudge? I miss
Mackinac
the fudge.
Island.
Or we have like Frankenmuth.
That's where my mom's at right now. That's where she lives.
I love it there. It's a town that's Christmas 24/7.
Really?
Yeah, 24/7. And they like dress in like old and like, you know, clothing.
Eating, I forget what the food is there, but we would eat there in Frankenmuth and it was bomb.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Like
it's
chicken dinner.
Yeah, like traditional like Thanksgiving. Like,
yeah,
it's so good.
All right. Well, before
you ask the questions, the Packers beat the Lions.
I don't even want to talk about that. That was
we were doing good.
I think it was just the first game jitters. I mean, everybody's saying because we lost our little offensive and defensive coordinator.
We're gonna come back.
I just had to say that I'm a Packer fan.
You are?
I'm from Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah. Milwaukee. So Milwaukee is
true.
I don't know where Green Bay is.
Where's the geography teacher?
No,
it's about it's 3 hours
but you
from
know
Milwaukee.
What? For being a first game, it was by no means a blowout.
No, it was a good game. It was just a good game.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be. I had fun. I've never been a fan when I was there, just Red Wings.
Yeah,
but I jumped on the bandwagon last year.
Well, when I lived there, we used to lose.
I did. I was with the 0-16 and the Barry Sanders years, so we lost a lot.
Yeah, we did.
So it's good to see them coming around, and I know that everybody was like saying that, like kind of blaming it on that coach, like Dan Campbell's a fraud, so that was how good those guys. But I'm like, I think it's just first game. And Lambeau Field is.
It's hard to win in Lambeau.
Yeah, it's a crazy nostalgic.
Definitely.
Where do you see this your photography going from here?
What I really think I want to do is I'm excited for like how like Hollywood's coming here, and I feel like since I'm such a strong editor, switching into film, like real production, is like kind of where I want to end up.
You like doing edits?
Yeah, I love it. And like I'm really good at it. So
yeah, definitely takes the right person. I've been doing edits for a long time, and it's a very sleepy.
And editing video though, I feel like is easier than editing the photos. So like I like it because with video there's only so much you can do. Like I can edit body and video and things like that, but for the most part, like it's a little bit more raw. Like it's really what the person looks like and things like that. And so I found it easier to edit video than edit photos.
Right.
Oh, I can see that 100%. So before we get out of here, we have this game we play. It's called Bad Choices. I don't know how many of those bad choices you have.
I have 3.
3? Okay.
Yes.
We'll do 3. Go ahead and start, Will. So you just answer this question just as we answer and move on.
Yeah, we'll start easy.
Perfect.
Have you ever been denied entry into a nightclub?
I have to think on this.
We will pull the footage.
No. I actually the first time I ever went to LA.
Okay.
It was before I was like anyone, because now I feel like living in Vegas, like you can like get into like any club.
Yeah.
But like when I first got to LA, I remember at the time I was working with this girl who was dating Justin Bieber at the time. And like we were like all out in LA, and like I was like a little loser from Michigan. I wasn't a loser, but I wasn't like, I'm going to the club in like a sweater and like flats. Like that was that was the vibe. So I pull up, it was that club Playhouse in Hollywood.
Yep.
They would not let me in. Me and my friend waited outside for at least probably like 2 hours.
Oh wow.
And it's funny because like we're seeing like NFL players go in, this, that, like girls behind us.
Was it the fit?
Maybe. I don't know. They would not let me in. And then like finally one of my friends came and she's like, oh, like come with us. But it's funny because I ended up hosting that club years later. Wow. And I was like, you guys.
I hope you taxed them.
Yeah. And I was like, you guys wouldn't let me in. You guys
tax their ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Let me in.
Okay. If you could, would you like to have a sugar daddy?
I've had a few.
All right. Well, there we go.
If your partner eats food off of someone's naked body, is that cheating?
I feel like given the work field that we've spoken about, I don't see it as cheating anymore.
It's just work.
Yeah.
It's just work.
It's just work.
Just has to
But
go
they
to
can
work.
say that about anything. It's just work.
Man, I'm using that one.
Yeah, it's just work.
It's just work.
It's just work.
Yeah.
I feel like I do that too. I'm not gonna lie. Like if I'm like dating somebody and like I'm like at a show or I'm just shooting. I'm just shooting.
Yeah, you gotta be careful saying that at porn shoots.
I'm
just shooting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But bump.
Have you ever had sex with someone 10 years older than you?
Yes. Yeah.
Would you rather send your nude pictures to a stranger or an ex?
A stranger? I feel like an ex, right? An ex. It's crazy. A lot of my exes were still friends.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, yeah, an ex.
Yeah. You've seen this before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone out with the intention of having a one-night stand?
Okay. I feel like this is TMI, but I had my first one-night stand this year. And it's funny because he actually texted me yesterday after 6 months.
Wow.
And I told him, I said, I expect a little bit more respect.
Where'd you go for 6 months?
He hits me with, guess who just moved to Vegas? I'm like,
oh, wow.
I'm like, I don't care if you just moved to Vegas. I'm like, I haven't heard from you for 6 months.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
I'm on a card.
Yeah. I want you all to answer these questions.
Yeah. Do you get paid too much for what you do?
No, I feel like you can never get paid enough.
I
just met Shakira's hairstylist recently, Jonathan Rendon. He's such an amazing human. And like, when I heard what he's getting paid, I'm like, there's always more.
Is he out of Vegas?
No, he travels with her. But like, you know, it just, I mean, yeah, like there's people who are making. Like, I mean, even there's a photographer that I trained under when I first moved here, Peter he has his prints at Cosmo and everything. He sells his photos for like some of them 1.7 million, 1.4, like crazy. But he does landscapes of like the Australian outback and like things like that. But like his net worth is insane. So I feel like sky's really the limit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of that, would you keep working at your current job if you won a year's salary in the lottery?
Like how much are we talking?
Well, it says a year's salary, so whatever your salary is for a year.
Would I quit? No, I'd keep going because I feel like you have your months like ups and downs.
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Well, before we get out of here, Eric, I brought you a gift.
Oh,
I'm actually an author.
Oh my god! And you're telling me now?
Yeah. I have to save the best for last.
Okay.
And so I personally autographed both of them.
I would have purchased.
No, we gotta take care of you.
Yes,
you know?
Thank you.
But if you want me to send you an invoice, because
you can.
What's the quote?
Invoice.
Only thing I do for free is breathe.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that one day.
I'm putting that on the shirt. I'm telling you.
I feel like when I say that, people shut up. They get it.
Yeah,
definitely.
And I could give you a Michigan goodbye, but you already know it. Everybody's always like, so my daughter, I'm a big flip you off in the picture thing, and my daughter asked me to not do that no more, so now I have to do peace signs,
the millennial peace sign.
But I tell people, they're like, why do you do that? And I'm like, just like the chakra in Hawaii, in Detroit, it means hello, goodbye, or fuck you. And you know which one that is.
That's hilarious.
Based on the situation. So where can people find you at?
So if you're looking for my photography, it's Erika, ERIKAY, and then Rose Photo, Erika Y Rose Photo. Yeah.
Okay.
On everything?
Huh?
On everything?
Yeah, on everything. Yeah.
Even your OnlyFans?
Oh yeah, I don't use OnlyFans anymore.
Okay.
I had an OnlyFans. I'm not gonna lie for a minute. I had
it's okay. I don't find
no
wrong
porn
with it.
on it. None of that. Like nothing crazy. But yeah, I had one for a minute. But yeah, no.
A lot of music people were transitioning into that shit during the pandemic.
I mean, the crazy part is that you could at first just make so much money there, but I feel like it's done. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it's done.
It's had its time.
Unless you really have like, you know, a big brand where people are just dying to purchase something from you, where you're like a huge celebrity. Like I feel like it's over.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like a lot of my clients who are making like millions of dollars a month, they're not anymore. Crazy.
Dang, recession getting everybody.
Yeah.
Did they raise the tariffs on
servers? They did. I actually, you said you have a friend named Savannah. It was funny. I told Savannah.
Savannah's my best friend.
Yeah, we were going back and forth, and I told her, I said, Savannah, I'm going to make an OnlyFans just to show you that I have stronger work ethic. And she goes, go ahead. OnlyFans ain't making shit these days.
She's someone who's taught me so much. So like, even like when I see all this, like when I first met her, the first thing she says to me is, what's your FICO score? And like, she awesome. Motivates me to do better and better and better and better and better and better. Like literally,
that's why I work with so many entrepreneurs. Yeah. So
like I just bought myself the SVR Range Rover. It was like 130. She's like, you need the Lambo next. I'm like, okay. I'm like, we'll do that. Give me like 2 months.
And it's a tax write-off.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, we might collab on something.
Yes.
Speaking it into existence.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
How about you, Will? Where can they
I can be found at Mr. Will Roundtree. That's MrWillRoundtree across all social.
All right. And you can just find me just on Green Room Radio. I did have a personal page that got stolen. And I'm too old to run 2 pages.
No.
So peace out. Thank you, Erika, for coming by.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
And we look forward to seeing you succeed out here in this stuff.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing you both succeed as well.
Peace out.
Peace.